anybody else's hands, this is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe
Too much can be done on this mic that I ain't doing ready.
Pipe bomb. Pipe bomb. Pipe bomb. In anybody else's hands, this is a microphone.
Guys, I'm back for round 3, and I'm currently watching AC Milan versus Barcelona, and oh my god, do I hate watching the Spanish soccer players. They beg for a foul every 10 seconds. Okay, so that's a card that you rarely see played in limited constructed 100 card singleton. So so his deck is based, what it looks like, primarily around gaining life, I guess. So he must have a lot of big stuff. Oh, yeah, lots of life gaining. So let's get Jugs in there. And don't mind the scrolling on the bottom. Also, I'd like to say hello to my viewers in... apparently these videos get watched by people in Brazil and other places like that, which I thought was Brazil and Russia, so hello in whatever language you currently speak. Ooh, this card's gonna screw him up. I think that might be, oof. That's a hurt right there. Just put a hurting on him. Surprising him block. Oh yeah, he doesn't want it to untap. That makes sense. Well, I used one of my removal spells just a tad bit too early. But I still have in my hand a mana that's completely useless and a Vampire Interloper. So, hey, why not? I'll save the Midnight Haunting, just in case. He'll probably attack, thinking I can't block. So I'll send in the Midnight Haunting to untap my Juggernaut. And not kill off his Woodland Sleuth because I'm a little worried about just a little worried about Morbid, which then again I remembered now has nothing to do with my own with just his creatures. It's if any creature dies. I need to read the rules more often. Okay, Altar's Reap. So he's drawing cards. He needs to get things that have more than 1 toughness. This is why oh, okay. I killed my Vampire Interloper. Sigh. This is why whenever I play... Wow. Great draw. This is why every time I ever play green, I always main deck a Naturalize. There are so many cards in this set that Naturalize just completely negates. It could be one of the best removal spells in your deck, honestly. Now, for Morbid, let's say for like a Festerhide Boar, he's got a very interesting combo. Oh, that really sucks. That sucks too. Well, I shouldn't have played that first, but I'm gonna attack and hoping he blocks. So untap the Juggernaut. But the interesting combo with Curse of Death's Hold is that whenever your opponent, you know, like if you have a Curse of Death's Hold on you and you have a card like Festerhide Boar, you could play your 1/1, it immediately dies, triggering the Morbid effect, which I think is a pretty cool and rather useful combination. Okay, that's not good. If I don't draw a spell here... Ooh, a spell. Let's not show him the green yet, although I'm fairly sure that he watched my previous match. I didn't watch his. Also, guys, this is an extremely long video. It was actually like 50 minutes long, and I trimmed it down to 36 minutes and 27 seconds. So I'd get some popcorn. I doubt he'll play anything here. It wouldn't make sense for him unless he can trigger Morbid. It would, you know, he would get a 3/5 essentially to go along with his 1/3. So easy. Oh. Well, Barcelona just beat AC Milan. Although I can once again say that I'm not a huge fan of either team. So I keep back my guys, and he plays his own Vampire Interloper. Fun. This is gonna be kind of difficult. Oh, that's extremely useless right now. Well, that does absolutely nothing. And, might I mention that this is a 36-minute video, and at 6 minutes and 9 seconds, for some odd reason, it stopped recording, so I had to re-record everything. But regardless, we go back to our back and forth with the Falkenrath Noble, blah blah blah, Werewolf, blah blah blah, gain life, blah blah blah. Okay, so what is going to happen now? He's thinking. Or taking a piss. I'm not quite sure which one. Could be either or. You never know. He's attacking. Just an interesting play. I'll block. I'm a little worried about Morbid, because I already saw the spider. I'm fairly sure he's got like a Festerhide boar. I don't know if I already mentioned this because I forgot what I said in the original voice recording, but the cannibals and the noble, it's actually a strong combination here, because you could essentially send anything with 1 toughness directly to the graveyard, and it either triggers Morbid or gives his human +1/+1. So it's like instant Morbid. I have a blue-black ISD constructed Heartless Summoning deck that uses Snapcaster Mage. So Snapcaster Mage immediately goes to the graveyard, and I can then use Burial Rites, or, Snapcaster Mage basically is an instant anyway. Well, let's see what's in his hand that I'm so worried about. So let's see. What do you have, sir? He's probably very angry that I just did that. Oh! Interesting. Clone. He could have made a copy of a Falkenrath Noble, then killed my Falkenrath Noble, and I would have been dead. I'm glad that I got that. But then again, he doesn't have any islands. So, that's like my issue with Olivia, almost. But now, I do know that he has a Ranger's Guile, and he can use that Ranger's Guile to stop the attack, stop me tapping down his werewolf. And he has nothing else that he would attack with, because I can kill it, or just negate the attack, unless, that is, he wants to attack with the spider, use the Ranger's Guile. That's the only thing he can do, but it's really just a one-time thing. And I'm not blocking with my Noble, regardless of what happens. So, what's going on here? Okay, he's just sending his useless creatures to the graveyard. And create... What is more annoying? Let me just ask you this. um, 2 Consecrated Sphinx on the board, or 2 Falconwrath Nobles in a draft. Because 2 Consecrated Sphinx on the board could lead to endless card drawing, especially if in your never play multiplayer standard, because you'll run into a Consecrated Sphinx and then like 8 different people will use Phantasmal Image, and you'll have like 16 Consecrated Sphinxes, and everyone will deck themselves by turn 3. I'm looking to see if it told me what was in his hand, because I kind of forgot. But essentially, I can't do much of anything right now. I have a miserable hand. He can't attack me. I can't really attack him. Okay, mana's being tapped. Okay! He has his own Curse of Death's Hold. That's not good. If that would have been passed to me, now that's an interesting deck. Imagine a deck with 2 Curse of Death's Holdens in them. That would have been pimptastic. Notice I'm not blocking, although I could have potentially killed off his creature. Oh wow. Top deck. Top deck alert. Up, top deck's the word of the day. Whoa, 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 whoa. He must be like hitting something. Like if he's married, he must be beating his wife right now. He's so angry. He's like, that scumbag just top deck. What a faggot. I hope he gets AIDS. Actually, imagine if they had like things where like you could see the other person's face while you're playing. Do you know how much shit I would talk? Oh my god, I would just talk shit all day. That would be hilarious. I would go, hey, ugly, look at you. You're ugly. Okay, let's tap you down. Alright. Now I got really nothing much to worry about, except him attacking, which he could do. But he was expecting to attack on this turn. Now he's just doing it out of frustration. He also knows that I know that he has a Ranger's Guile, which would kill my noble and therefore stop the never-ending life gain and life drain. So, ooh. If I had 2 zombies in the graveyard, that would be about 100 times better. But I'll take a Galvin. Ooh, just in case he's got another Curse of Death hold. But, let's bring back Jugs and flip his vampire. I mean, werewolf. Same shit. Let's flip his Twilight. That's what anything that's a werewolf, zombie, or whatever, things I don't care about, are now going to be called Twilight. Okay? Because this is the set based on Twilight, right? That's why they released it, to try and make money off the movie release. Guess I'll tap down Spider-Man over there. And your move, because you're about to be attacked by a 5/5. Okay, so that's where his blue mana would come from. To put a clone in your deck with only a Shimmering Grotto, it's kind of stupid, isn't it? Wow, that sucks balls. But not entirely, because yeah, you have the never-ending life gain, life loss thing. He'll throw his 0/1s in front of my creatures, and my Juggernaut will keep on tapping. We'll both keep gaining and losing a life. Whatever. It's not important. What is important is I just top deck my own. So, except unlike his, mine are 1/2s. Oh my god. Can't believe this match went the mile. And he's tapped out, so I was able to attack with my noble this time. Knowing he wouldn't block, he takes an extra 2 points damage. Okay, now he blocks with 1 of his 0/1 spider tokens. Although, to be honest, I don't know. Well, actually, yeah. Just more 0/1s really wouldn't have helped him. Otherwise, I would have said, why doesn't he throw creatures in front of it? But either way, it's going to attack each turn, and we are both going to gain and lose the exact same amount of life. Except, unlike him, I have a blocker. And if he chooses not to play anything this turn, okay, that's not good. In the sense that that card essentially gives his humans +1/+1, and he has 3 humans on the board. Mirror match. Let me play my own human. So now when you try and block with any humans or attack with any humans and I kill them, then, you know, stuff happens. I'm pretty sure he'll just throw another... No, I'm not conceding game. I'm just removing auto yield. And I will want to add auto tune. So my Galvanic Juggernaut's basically going to untap every single turn for the rest of eternity at this point. I played a spell this turn, so I'm not too worried about the werewolf, except on his turn, but I'd be glad if he doesn't play anything on his turn. He does have another spider spawning, which would create another army of... would create another army of 0/1s. But instead he flipped his werewolves. His werewolves are flipping out. I mean his twilights. So that's what they're called now. They're all called wow. I was top decking. Gonna tap that down. Why? Because I don't want him to block with it. He uses Ranger's Guile. That's actually the best news of the day so far, to be honest. Now that Ranger's Guile is out of play, I'm kind of not scared anymore of his potential stuff. I'm going to attack with my Noble. He can block with his Spider. I didn't think about that at the time. Oh, he's throwing things in front of my Spider. No, yeah, that's what I want to kill. It's a 4/6 though, so killing it would be nearly impossible. So I don't want to, you know, just like kind of like waste the damage to it. No, I want to kill off the other thing. I can't kill it anyway, so it doesn't matter what kind of damage I deal to it. And we both have the... Oh, my Juggernaut untaps from the graveyard. And we both gain and lose life at the exact same time, which is good. And I have another creature in my graveyard, which works for... which works nicely with my spider spawning, which is in my graveyard. He still has less creatures than I do in graveyard, so spider spawning seems like the right play right now. Mostly because I have absolutely nothing in hand, although he doesn't know that. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm counting. Like Count Chocula. Alright, okay, so I've gotten myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 spiders. And I left a green mana open to make him think that I have my own Ranger's Guile, although he knows I don't. Otherwise I would have played it and turned his werewolves over. So, what is happening? That is the question for which we must all ask ourselves. What is he going to do? I do not know. This is rather interesting. Quandary, really. Okay. So, he's attacking with 2 3/5s. And I am going to throw spiders at one of them. He can only kill 1. So, I have no problem taking 3 life. He kills 1 spider. The nobles cancel each other out, so we're still technically at 13 and 6, except I'm going to take 3 points of damage, putting me at 10, and he'll have 6. And I blocked with the extra spider, just in case he had something that could, you know, give a quick pump up to his creature. That's good. That's one werewolf gone. One werewolf left to go. Alright, now let our Falconwrath Nobles cancel out. Clock's running down, by the way. So, now. Alright, what am I gonna draw? Yum. But I don't want to show him that, because I'm a little worried. If I show him that, then bad things may occur. So I'm attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He can block... he can block 11, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would deal 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I think I deal... Oh no, wait, he wouldn't block with Noble, so I'm gonna get him down to 1, essentially. I really shouldn't tap down anything. That wouldn't be a smart move. I mean, it's not like I'm trying to save my spiders from death. You know, and if he does have some... I mean, it's not like I'm in a position where I could die next turn, because I can't. But, you know, he's gonna block things, screw up his blocks, move them over slightly. I'm surprised he hasn't used the spider spawning again, you know, to continue the endless life gain. Okay, so he's down to 1, and I would hope this would kill him, but apparently it does not. You would think it does, but in the game of Magic, nothing ever kills anyone. No one ever dies. Now, if I had 2 Falconwrath Nobles, we'd be talking about something entirely different. Now, he's under the 10-minute mark. I'm above the 10-minute mark, which is definitely a massive advantage when you have 2 decks like this. With my deck, which is basically stay alive as long as you can and hope you can kill him with 1, 2 spider tokens. And his deck, which is, you know, morbid and gaining life, it's probably a fairly slow deck. But I don't like to win based on the clock. That's something I refuse to do. Now I'm going to tap that down. I can't die. So I won the game. Now what? Oh, Slayer the Wicked was up next. And then a Markov. Oh, no, wait, no, there were other cards. But I had a Cage Breakers in my hand. I really wasn't too worried about anything that he could put out. What do I sideboard? That is the question for which we must all ask ourselves. Because I need a form of removal, right? And Urgent Exorcism is one choice. Another choice is my other discard spell. And also, never, ever, 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 ever screw with your mana base. Every time I've ever screwed my mana base in a draft in the sideboard, it's like you know, it's bad. I lose every time. So just I'm telling you now, make sure your mana base is right the first time, because it will never be right again. Okay, so he didn't start off with his annoying little thing, Gi. Nope, wait, he did start off with it. My bad. Alright, I have absolutely nothing. That's fine by me. I do have my Curse of Death's Hold in hand, oh, great. 3 mana, any attacked, which means... Yep. Okay. Now, normally you'd play the Avacyn Priest here, but for the fear of removal, I'm not going to do that. Let him use his removal on something a little Ugh. Well, that's annoying. And he's, if he were to use removal on the bat, he would use it. Okay, next turn I get to use Curse of Death's Hold, which is nice. What sucks though right here is in order to stop the Twilight from flipping, I have to play my Midnight Haunting first, so whatevs. I'll be honest with him, if I was him, okay, so he used his removal, and he gains a life, I lose a life, blah blah blah. I'll take 2 damage here. He won't be able to flip the werewolf anyway, but he can play a Markov Patricia. Now I'm gonna just give him a, fuck with his head for a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. I take some damage because of that, but ain't the end of the world. The end of the world's gonna happen apparently on December 23rd of 2012. So get in all your MTGO now. Alright, so yeah, attack me for 4. Let me try and that's bad. Alright, Vampire Interloper. And with 4 mana, I'm gonna play the Priest. That'll flip his werewolf, which is a good thing. And I have mana open to use my Altar's Reap in the case that he doesn't want to play something. Now I should have used Altar's Reap on the Priest. That was a misplay. But when you're in a game that's this long and this incredibly boring, you're bound to have about 15 to 30 misplays per game. Well, that's not bad. Now, I'm going to attack, because he will not block, and leave 1 back, even though blocking does deal me damage, and play my Kessig Cage Breakers, because it breaks cages. Hopefully he has no removal in his hand at the moment. That would suck. That sucks 1,000 times more. Great. So now I'm down to 6, and he's down to only 21. Okay, now, okay, this is not bad. I'll use this on my own creature. There you go. Play a second spell so that I really should have held that in my hand, but it'll be a good blocker. And attack him with a 4/5 Kessig Cage Breakers that makes 3 1/1 little Wolfie tokens. While I'm doing that, I completely forget the fact that I've lost this game because he's just gonna block, lose life, gain life, blah blah blah. And I don't have any flyers because he took out my bat. So, whatevs, G. And he's gonna play a... Well, what he's gonna do is he's gonna use that to block the abattoir, which is French for zombie, I believe. Or is abattoir French for ghoul? If they really named it, like, whatever. Either way, I'm dead this turn. I attack, all he has to do is block and kill the 3 1/1s, and boom, goes dynamite. Really doesn't matter what he blocks as long as it dies. 1, 2, 3. Concede game. Because I want to conserve time. That could have helped eventually, but I was dead next turn anyway. So I would have drawn that. I don't know. Well, now that I know what's in his deck, I can sideboard with my deck that's filled with mostly sideboard cards. Okay, now, yeah, I'll live with this. You can't have any issues with a Curse of Death's Hold opening hand. Even if you do like mana, I can't argue. Okay, definitely can't argue there. I'm going to hold back my spells in the case that he has a werewolf. Okay, he killed that. It's not a huge deal to me. Really, it really doesn't worry me much. He might have, I don't know, he might need a forest really badly right now. Let's get the bat out. I'm definitely holding back that fox in the case that he gets his curse. And there's his noble, which is good for me because he won't block it. And any removal he uses, he's going to use in case I tap to make my creature a 5/5, which is good. And yeah, I'll hold back here. Watch out for all removal. Okay, villager, and what happened? Twilight. He refuses to attack, interestingly enough. 2, 3, 4. And okay, he let me make a 5/5. I'm not going to argue there. Go in and attack for 5. I guess he thinks he doesn't. I don't have any 1 mana plays, but I was able to stop his villagers from flipping, which is always a good thing. He's gonna play. Ooh, that's bad, but not as bad as you'd think. I mean, it's good with spider spawning. You could essentially kill your opponent with spider spawning and whatnot. What am I thinking? I have a Curse of Death's Hold. I'm just gonna play it. There's no thinking involved there. So, there's my curse. There's my large creature. He won't block because there's nothing in it for him, and he is now down to 8. The clock is getting dangerously low. Like, insanely dangerously low. And okay, so he gets to, I lose a life, he gains a life, and he gets a 5/3 attacker, which is bad. It's pretty bad, I'll admit. I can, what does he play? Oh, and he gets Morbid. That is, everyone talks about synergy. That's fantastic synergy. The only problem is that my deck is, I don't know. I have absolutely no synergy in this deck. It's get out creatures and then attack someone with them. So I have a choice. I could play multiple things, but I'm going to choose to play something. What am I going to play? Yeah, let's play Jugs. There you go. Okay, go get him, Juggy. Now if he blocks, he's essentially blocking and it dies. There's nothing he can do about that. I'm on a 3-turn clock, which is a hell of a lot better than his clock, unless he, drops a spider spawning, and then I gotta drop the noble and get out my midnight haunting simultaneously. Okay. Clock's still getting low. We played a villager, and then used the ability to send a creature directly to the graveyard to make his villager a 2/2, and I lose a life, he gains a life. Now if I had no potential flyers, I would just get rid of I would change the vampire to a bat, and then whatever. So I'm going to attack here. That's good. Come on. You have to block. You have no choice in the matter. And then we get the endless Falconwrath Noble problem. And my Juggernaut untaps. I have to be very fast and smart about what I do because we're on very tight time concessions. I also should have left the black mana open just in the case that he does have removal, and I needed to use my Altar's Reap, which kind of sucks. But now he's trying to do a very old trick, if I'm right. He's not thinking. He's trying to win this game basically through cheating. It's not really cheating, but he's trying to win this game by starting a conversation with me. And if you get into a conversation with someone and the clock is starting to run down low, don't do it. Just like stop yourself from getting into that conversation. He's wasting a ton of time typing too, which is good for me as long as I don't return the favor. See, he's bitching about how... Now in this situation, I'd normally just F6. I'm down to 5, so I can just block. He's complaining about me having Cursive Death's Hold every game, blah 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 blah. And I F6'd, which is good. He didn't attack, which I find odd. Now, we're both on very, very tight time constraints. So, what's going on here? He is blocking, okay. Oh, great. Lots of stuff on the stack. That's all gonna take up time. Okay. Now, his stuff. Now we're about to be in the red when it comes to time, which is a very bad thing. It's 30 seconds. He's hoping basically that I time out or lag or something. But if I F6, luckily my Juggernaut automatically attacks, and I win the game.